G'day, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to 2c3pod's weekly YouTube review segment. My name is Mitchell, along with
Dylan.
And what do we call this here very YouTube review segment, Dylan?
This review segment that we call 2c3pod Podcast, 2c3pod DTCR does the cinema.
That is correct, and along with that incredibly genius name comes some incredibly genius theme music. So whack that button and let's get into it. He let me finish this week.
I wasn't gonna. Coming at you fresh, coming from afar, it's 2c3pod DTCR.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 2c3pod DTCR does the cinema. Now, we have a weekly film, TV, and gaming podcast, all links down below, of course.
Yes, we do.
And in that podcast, we have a segment called Yas or Pass.
Excited or...
That's right, where we pick a film that we're going to watch in cinemas this week. Now, which film did we pick to review for this here very segment?
That's right. So we got to pick a film that was like at the start of the Christmas season. We're expecting more Christmas films to come out because it is now the very early December. But we got to pick a film that is more of a science fiction horror called Possessor. Now, unfortunately, I missed the chance to see this film. So please, Mitchell, take it away!
All right, I will take it away. There's a callback to the podcast. Yeah. All right, now Possessor is the brand new film from writer-director Brandon Cronenberg. Obviously, if you know that name, that is because of his father, David Cronenberg. Very famous director from The Fly and Scanners, of course, as well. And he has a very unique style of filming that seems to be passed on through genes as well.
Okay, so with Possessor, does this feel like a David Cronenberg-esque style film?
100%.
That's awesome.
100%. Everything about this film is like father, like son.
That's cool.
There are so many elements to this film that are fantastic. Now, this is the type of film that I think I think it would not have seen cinema if not for the shit that we've had go on this year.
Yeah, okay.
And luckily enough in Australia, our cinemas have maintained being open through most of it. We were closed for a little bit, but we've had, with the cancellations of the big Hollywood blockbusters, we've had a lot of these little little indie films come creeping in, and some are more artsy films, and this one definitely fits that bill. Okay. And I'm so glad it got a cinematic release, because this film is so intense and it's so deliberately filmed in particular ways that it just feels like a film.
That's awesome.
Like, it feels like a film, and in all the right ways. Now, this film, I would say, more sci-fi thriller than anything, but then random, in your face, but necessary moments of violence.
Okay,
and
good.
Those bits of violence are very necessary for the film story and that. Moving along. Shout out to Andrea Riseborough. I'm not sure if I'm saying her first name correctly. Andrea Riseborough, of course, and Christopher Abbott. Now, Christopher Abbott, he is my ace in this film. Okay. He is fantastic. Now, basic premise of the film is Andrea works for a special agency that are essentially, they're hitmen, but they don't do it themselves. What they do is they put a little brain implant in somebody's head, obviously, and they are able to control their body and their actions and their mind all through being in a lab somewhere, and they can perform hits without even being there.
So it's essentially Hitman James Bond kind of style meets John Malkovich, being John Malkovich.
Yes, that's a very good way to put it, absolutely. But the difference is that these people just carry on their normal lives. They pick a target to be the person who performs the hitman, who would be the most likely real life person related to the target.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that way there's motives behind it, so that way they're covering their tracks as best as they can.
That's right. And at the end of the day, the whole point of the mission is they obviously have a gun with them, and the whole point of the mission is to just carry on normal life, wait for that perfect opportunity, kill that person, and then kill themselves.
Oh, okay. So
so destroy all tracks, and they just and the police just go, oh well, their friend had a mind snap or something, and then killed themselves as well. Murder suicide, done and dusted, and they're out of the water, kind of thing. Right. Now, unfortunately, on one of these missions, essentially you could call them, it doesn't go to plan, and the murder suicide part does not go to plan at all. So the premise of the film is you have one of these people who is still implanted with this stuff and trying to fight back control of their body and track down her.
I did get a sense of that when we reviewed this for Trailer Park, and that's what sort of drew me into this whole idea. You know me, and anybody who's watched this show and listened to our podcast, I'm a huge fan of those Hitman-esque like style films and media in general. So definitely a brand new science fiction take on that, where the host is essentially trying to fight back mentally with this voice in his head.
And that's where a lot of the Cronenberg elements come into it, because there's a lot of cuts to kind of deep thoughts in the mind where the bodies are splitting and trying to rejoin, like that kind of thing and stuff. And
so I obviously haven't not seen the film. Is there a way for them to just eject themselves at any point in time?
No, because he's unaware of why this is happening to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand.
What I mean is the possessor able to disconnect themselves at any time?
If they do, there's the high risk that they die on the way out.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the problem. She's stuck there saying, I need to stay here to get this finished.
Wow.
And then pull me out. Because they can be commanded to pull out, but if they pull out too fast or at the wrong time, game over for them.
Good.
So
okay.
She's stuck there. He's exactly. That's right. And that leads to an awesome story. And I got to say, the ending was very sudden, but it came. And then when you take a moment to digest it and you go, fuck.
Impactful.
That's really goddamn good. Just the subtleties of the ending. Very, very subtle. It's a fantastic movie.
Damn it, I really got to see it.
No, I was going to say, there's a few more limited sessions locally for us. Check your local guidances. It might be on video on demand wherever you are in your part of the world, depending on your cinema situation.
Yeah.
I highly recommend this film. It's all kinds of... If you've seen Cronenberg, you know what to expect out of this film. But it's awesome. So well done as well. Yeah. Also, I've just got to say, just random... It's an R18 film in Australia, which is the highest rating you can get.
Yep.
And it's just so unusual nowadays to see full frontal male penis on the screen and full frontal
weird,
female nudity, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's like not multiple excessive shots, but they're just there in those moments, like really showing the characters and how they connect, and especially seeing somebody controlling somebody's mind but carrying on their normal life. With their relationship and stuff like that. Like,
wow, so it dives into those relationship elements as well.
And that's where you get some more Cronenberg thrown in there of like a mask on the person who's doing it, because it's not actually that, you know what I mean? Like there's some really
saucy dogs.
Exactly. Had to throw some of that in there. But no, this film is fantastic. I highly rate it. I'm going to give it like an 8.5 out of 10 personally.
So overall, good movie.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If this is your type of film, like you like a good thriller, like some sci-fi and stuff like that, really, really well done film.
So right up my alley, and unfortunately I missed it, but I'll hopefully try and check it out, hopefully sometime this week, perhaps.
I very much think you would enjoy it.
Absolutely. But in saying that too, we definitely do have a fresh movie review here every single week, whether one of us sees something or we have a double review occasionally. Right. Yeah. Check the archives, but next week we'll be back for more Christmas-themed films coming to cinemas, which we'll talk about in our podcast. If you check that out over at 2c3pod, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, of course, is where you can find us, but also...
Oh, absolutely. But I just wanted to say there as well, we are getting into school holiday time in Australia here, so I'm going to be seeing some kiddie movies that I'm going to chuck in here as well for a double review. Yeah, but anyway, make sure to check out the podcast, of course, on all podcast platforms. Just search 2c3pod and you will find us there. But cliche slogan, of course, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course YouTube. Big summer blowout.
Thanks for watching this video. Leave a comment down below what you thought about that film. If you've seen it, what are you looking forward to the end of the year? We have 1 month left as of this recording, and then 2020 is over. Thank fucking Christ.
And then the world can get back to normal, right?
Thank you for watching this video. My name is Dylan, and as always with my co-host
Mitchell. And do not forget, we are 2's Company, and you are
a reviewer.
Us.